Great big old hollow thing. Kind of cool.
Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Nearly senior citizen here, greetings boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. Hokey smokes, it's turned hot. And not only hot, when I go outside, it's humid. And I've turned off one of my box fans inside. The other one is turned to low. Got something in my eye for the moment. I have, in the long side of my apartment, there is one of those dual fan systems. Both of them are on, but they're on silent running, which is they're running but very, very low. So there's not much air movement, and I'm already feeling uncomfortable. So this is not boding well for the future. Anyway, though, I hope you are doing well. I have been doing. So that's good. It's better than not, but I haven't gotten much done. It was late when I finally was able to fall asleep last night. And I was able to drag myself out of bed around 8:45. Part of it was, once again, it hurts so much in my arms. It is hard to sleep lying down. It just hurts. So joy. And again, while I can do things because all the pain in my arms is, there's no injury. It's just my nerves being crushed. While I can do things, that does irritate the nerves. And there is inflammation and such, and the more they get irritated, the more it really gets bad up here, to the point that I'm unable to really use an arm again. I can't really use this one even to type because of the last thing that happened. So yay. Life is life though. Anyway though, I got some things written down on a list and some things I was going to rant about, so who knows if I'll be able to remember what they are. All of it, of course, pure ADD reaction. Squirrel. So I'll talk about this one first because part of it really ties in with the whole ADD squirrel thing. Because I have written down talking about my Fallout 3 character and my Fallout New Vegas character, and that ties in with a role-playing system talk. Because I watched the video about if you're playing role-playing games, tabletop role-playing games with a group and other people, you should try and use the 5-room approach, which doesn't have to be 5 rooms, but it's 5 encounters. You know, like you start off with the puzzle, you know, the hook to get them in there, and then the first encounter, and then the trap, and then there's the plot twist, and then the final encounter. And you just mix and match and you do variations on that. Keep watching over there for that. But one of the things they talk about in the whole 5-room dungeon concept is that first hook, the catalyst for the adventure, which also applies the catalyst for your character. One thing a person was talking about was if you're playing with a group doing backstories, no one for backstories, but one person was saying, oh yes, it's, you know, I was part of a group that was selling magical potions and now I'm an adventurer. It's like, why would you leave the potion shop behind? Why? You're making money, it's a full-time thing. Why did you leave it behind to go adventuring? Bring it back, bang that out. Why? Well, maybe the place got trashed and it's taken all the resources and time to try and build it back up. So your partner is running the thing bare bones right now as best they can. You're trying to supplement the whole thing by going out adventuring and bringing in some quick, fast cash. Bingo! You've got yourself a catalyst and it fits in with the background. Catalyst for the character. And so I was thinking again and going through my catalyst for characters and a catalyst for the character that I'm still going to be running games with. It had started out, they had started out with the name Compton. But that was just a placeholder name because they are human, Goya, and I'm using some, regular human names on the continent of Stilden where the Goya are. But they've got regular names periodically, and so that was just a placeholder name. It sort of morphed into Connor as more of an agender name, where it's whoever would use it can use it, and there's no blinking of eyes. It means whoever is using it. So Connor for the moment is the name that's being used. Catalyst. I had I talked about it before. Well, I talked about it a fair amount. And there has been that morphing and following of the train of thought instead of trying to guide the train of thought. And by following that train of thought, Connor's, of course, I'm still in the middle of morphing, so I'm going to occasionally use that name until Connor sticks, at which point if that's not ready, I'm going to start drifting into a different name. But I had mentioned that there are Koth on the continent of Landua, which is where they had come from. I had written down names of the places where they were, but trust me, I've given a name to one of these city-states that was a major city-state coast on the coast, port city, and the merchant guilds will take those that want to emigrate to Carthage. You just have to buy a ticket, sign up, they'll put the space, and you got it, you take your trip over. And in the area that he or she was in, there was tending more towards are the Koth, which are everywhere on Stilden, on Landua, all different variations, which showed that it wasn't just a quick one branch went over of the Dwarland went over onto the continent of Carthage and were cut off through geological means and thus speciated in a different fashion. There are different speciations and breeds of various of the Hulat goblin races, and Koth are the degenerate Apani, which are the ones that are about 4.5 feet tall. But the Koth are they're mindless, they're animals, they're dangerous in that, if they're injured or starving or sick, they will attack, and they do have claws, and they do have teeth. They will bite and scratch, and we do have access points to our circulatory system, and if you take out the right one or enough of the minor ones, you are going to bleed out. All your juice is going to run out the holes in the tubing, and then the machine up here stops running, and then of course the Koth just has dinner. So it can go south if those claws and teeth get the wrong spot. Even under most circumstances though, if you have a weapon and even slightly know how to take care of yourself, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna get a little scratched up, you're gonna get bit, but there is that risk. It can happen. It was during one of these encounters that Connor, at about 18, 19 years old, has that battle with one of these things and uses a knife to kill it and feels something that they hadn't felt before. They don't know that they are the functional equivalent of an adrenaline junkie, a thrill seeker, but they felt something different when they had killed the thing. It wasn't that they killed it, it was they had faced a challenge where if they lost, it could have been very, very bad to the point of not being alive anymore, but they succeeded, and it felt good. It was like the world was in black and white, and now it's in brilliant color, and he can feel the air on his skin, and he can taste the air as he breathes. He feels in the middle of just an amazing and beautiful world that starts to fade He almost immediately taking a few days before he's back in a world of black and white. I'm just going to use he for right now because I think Connor is going to be he. And it's coming across within that month a burglar who was first starting off, and so not a very good burglar. And after a bit of a scuffle, wherein Connor wins but does not kill the burglar, just they get sent to packing and running before they get badly hurt, and Connor feels that again. They won. They could have had it to go directly south and maybe not been alive anymore. Small possibility, but it was there. They could have gotten hurt. It might have happened in a completely different way, but it didn't. And now Connor feels alive. The world is in brilliant, saturated colors again. The world sounds just beautiful. And it was within the first day or two after that they signed up to go immigrate off to Carthage. Because the world just keeps going back down to black and white over here. They're a thrill seeker. They're an adrenaline junkie. They only really feel alive when they're having to prove that they can stay alive. Sure, there's that risk they won't be alive anymore, and that'll suck. But until then, they feel alive. And so thumbs up. Plus, they've got to get that treasure right now. There is the Apani merchant Cornelius, who has a couple standard contracts. The regular standard contract, if you are in good standing, is you will actually get a small stipend of gold. That's a small amount, not enough to live on, that you don't have to pay back. It's a small enough cost for Cornelius. And Cornelius does not take it out from the pay of any of the people who come in to sell things. It's just that. You have to sell to Cornelius first, and if you don't, whatever Cornelius does not want goes to the West Adania Merchant Group. Anything they don't want, you're free to sell anywhere you want. But it has to go through that chain. And if you don't follow that chain and Cornelius finds out about it, and Cornelius will find out about it, you get bumped down to the next contract where you don't get a stipend. But you still have to follow the rules. And if you put yourself back into good standing, you'll be brought back up, given that little bit of gold and full trust again. But you have to prove yourself. But you still have to come sell to Cornelius first, then the West Adania Group, then whomever you like. Because if you mess up again, then yeah, Cornelius still has a contract. You'll get a stipend now as an advance. It comes out of whatever he gives you for selling to him first. But you come to Cornelius first, then the West Adania Group, and then out. And if you do mess up one more time, there are no more contracts. So, if you're going to work with Cornelius, and it's a good idea, because Cornelius is remember, this world deals more with us and them than us versus them. Although us versus them is a part of the world, resource competition after all, it's not our tribe versus their tribe. It is our tribe and their tribe. Not how does our tribe to survive the winter while making sure theirs doesn't. It's how do our tribes survive the winter. So there is that push for cooperation. Now I'm going to talk about other things. Because one of the reasons I got my card sleeved, because I looked at myself, I'm so greasy, and I'm going to mention why. One of the reasons I got my card sleeved, and I've gotten a good job of rubbing with a towel, is it's getting really sunny, and I have been getting close to burning, so I smear myself with sunscreen stuff. I've got complicated skin. I am dry but oily, so I leave little sticky fingerprints of oil on things, and that will destroy a card. Even if I use alcohol, like the sanitizing things, which is horrible at drying your hands, given just a reasonable amount of time after that, like an hour, and I'm going to have oil again marks, which is so annoying. But you sleeve the card, you're leaving the oil on the card sleeve and not the actual card. And especially now where I'm greasing myself up, I gotta make sure that I'm not just destroying everything that I touch. So yay! I do have more that I wanted to talk about, but I'm just going to come back to Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. What a wraparound. Because I've mentioned there that the catalyst for your characters, my Fallout 3 character, remember, when you're playing Fallout 3, your character is somewhere between 16 and 19. You've lived in a vault. It doesn't matter how horrific the world looks to you as the player, and it will look different and horrific to the character, but there is no other frame of reference. It may look horrible, but that's kind of more in an aesthetic way for each of these people. They don't have any other frame of reference. And so when you go out there, for my character going in this fashion, they've been kicked out, they can't go back, and the world is fascinating and weird and bizarre. There's so much to look at, and so the Fallout 3 character is doing that. Picking up quests, but also Squirrel, ADD, all across the countryside. Anything that looks interesting is, well, I got a quest, but I'm going to go over there because that's a weird looking building. I'm going over there now. Maybe the quest will get done. What's more important is this world where you're not just inside tunnels. And of course, in the vault, you're being taught that human life means something, human life is sacred, you gotta be careful of human life. And then suddenly, one day, that is shown to be a lie. When your fellow vault dwellers are suddenly cursing your name and they are killing each other. And then when you're finally thrust out on your own, you are really taught, no, on the wasteland, human life is worth far, far less than the dirt that you are walking on every single day. It is a lie. And so my character is not afraid just to terminate anybody, except you gotta earn it. She has morals and ethics built of her own experience, where those who are not bad do not deserve that. And if she can help those that do not deserve that, she will. But if you prove that you are not, my character is extremely willing to simply take Mr. Fisto the Power Glove and convert you from a living, breathing, thinking human being into a wet and sloppy, disparate assortment of parts flung in sort of that direction. And that is what she's doing, looking at the world. And for my Fallout 4 character, it's roughly the same. Except that one is so different in a way, because you can ignore everything on Fallout 3 if you would like. Fallout New Vegas Well, once again, my character, she doesn't know the woman that died. She sees her face in the mirror. She sees the body when she looks down, but she never knew the woman that got shot in the head. That woman died. So she's a new person. And all she knows is the world is fascinating. And eventually, she was able to forgive the person that killed the previous inhabitant of the body. And was just doing the whole squirrel thing around the world. But then, as you do stuff, you get sucked into things. And suddenly the major players in the area are treating you as a major player. And you become a major player. You can't avoid everything that's happening. And that's cool. So thumbs up for that. Anyway, though, it has been hot. I have barely been able to stay awake at 3:30 in the afternoon now. I have been falling asleep in this chair trying to do my best, and it has not been working well. So I am going to edit this. I'm going to render it, upload, which takes forever. Sometimes the wireless here will upload faster than 3.9 megabits per second. Mine will download incredibly quickly, but is capped on the uploads at about 3.6 megabits per second. Sometimes that's as fast as I can upload. And a slightly more than 1 gigabyte file takes about an hour to upload at that speed. So I'm going to be doing that, and then I'll be going out for walkies again later. I've gone out twice? Yeah, twice now. Not huge. Each one only about 2 miles, maybe. So I feel the need to walk more. And I got a bunch of appointments here. I got like one tomorrow, and then 3 more in the next week and a half. So there's a lot of stuff that's been happening. Yay. So I'm not going to talk about anything more because I'm still really, really tired. And I'm getting oil from my skin and from the sunscreen because I gotta spray my arms, and then I use an extra lotion that I gush into that I have to smear on my face, and then that oil gets into my eyes. So anyway, if you are a Patreon patron, thumbs up, thank you. It is appreciated to no end. Oh, especially with the way the world is now. You take me from a badly hurting monkey to a slightly hurting monkey, and oh boy, that is appreciated to no end. So thumbs up and thank you. I'm not going to be able to do a reading and putting your names up here or be able to type them in as I can barely stay conscious even as I speak. But when you look in the mirror, you are beautiful and awesome in every way, fashion, and form. For everybody that leaves me comments, thumbs up, and thank you. If you have watched this far, if you could type right guard into the comments, whether or not you have left me a comment. I got myself all mixed up. We'll go with thumbs up, thank you. I try to answer as many as I can. With everything that's going on, I answer as many as I can, which is not as many as I would like, but I do appreciate and read them and thumbs up and heart them. So thank you very much, it is appreciated. And if you have watched this far, if you could type right guard, that would be very, very cool. And once again, I haven't been able to keep myself quiet, but talking about all that stuff at the beginning just seemed important and continued being important all the way through this, so thumbs up. Anyway, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. Oh, I can barely keep my eyes open even right now.